Hello, welcome to Paper Daisy Journals. It's Kylie. This video is a flip through of a little hard-covered altered junk journal that I have made. It's my first one, and it came about accidentally because I had ordered this vintage butterfly book for the pictures. And when the book came, I just thought this cover was so sweet and I would have a try at altering a hardcovered book. So I've taken the inside out and repurposed the cover, but I have used some of the original pages in the signatures. It does have a blue theme, sort of this muted mustard and blue theme throughout the journal. It has a seam binding closure and I have just coffee stained that so it looks a bit grungy. I think it's A6 size, but it's 11 centimeters or roughly 4.5 inches by 15 centimeters or 6 inches, and it has a 2.5 centimeter or 1 inch spine. I have hand stitched this fabric of the spine to the cover of the book, but I have also glued it so it shouldn't come apart because I am a little bit obsessed with making sure journals can last. With the spine, I actually cut it off the book, trimmed it, and then hand sewed it back onto the book. So it's sort of a soft spine, but it has movement, but it's also quite structured because the original spine is back on the book, and the fabric I've used is a very thick vintage tapestry, and that's the hand stitching on the back there. I'm not sure what stitch it is. I think I've made it up. It's meant to be like a chain stitch, but I've changed it slightly. That's the back cover. It has a fabric feel to it, sort of a fine canvas feel. And I just thought it's the sweetest little thing, really. I didn't put a lot of dangly, sort of ruffly stuff on the book because it is so petite. But of course, there are pockets and things and tabs and fabric additions. You can see that the hand stitching comes all the way through, and I have glued the knots at the top and the bottom so they won't come undone. Here is the collaged page from my Villa Bleu Pastel digital kit. I will link that in the description. And even though this is my first, I think it's a hidden spine or hidden signatures, my first attempt at that, but I still had to wrestle with wrapping a doily around all of the signatures because why make things easy? It was a real challenge, but I really liked the results, so it was definitely worth it. It has a butterfly theme throughout this book, and I have hand stitched a tiny little butterfly there on the doily. Hopefully you can see that. So the doily wraps around all of the signatures. This is one of the original pages from the book. As you can see, really cute images. This is a stamp from Creative Expressions. My friend Sam Poole designed it. I purchased this from a craft shop in the UK. I think they've sold out. It was extremely popular, so I'm very, very lucky that I got some of Sam's designs. But I will see if I can link information in the description. If I can't, I will put Sam's Instagram account in the description, and you can maybe message her if you wanted to find some of her designs. A little glass milk button at the top here and a little decorative tab. I experimented with some wax seals, and I've used little forget-me-nots, I think they are, in a it's meant to be a clear wax, but I had some white left in the little dish, so it's come out sort of a mixed color, but I just love how they've you can see them, and I just used a flat seal. That's on some vintage French leather. This is a wallpaper tag. So I've kept the tags quite flat. Velvet pocket with a little piece of handkerchief, embroidered handkerchief there, and a cotton lace tab. I've used tea stained paper throughout the journal. This is a French document from 1866, and I have stamped a gold butterfly on there. There is some journaling space in this book, but there's probably more decorated pages than there are blank pages, so probably a book where if you're interested in collaging and maybe favorite quotes or sticking photographs. But I've used some Edith Holden in the centers of each of the signatures as well, because she has a lot of beautiful butterfly pages, but this is the dragonfly one. This is the sort of page where you could actually tear some paper and stick it on and journal over the top of the words or the writing if you wanted to. Some really gorgeous hand-painted blossoms. I will link the artist in the description. That's on the other side of that blue French document. I just love the deep blue color of that. An embroidered doily tag slipped into a lace pocket with a tab. Rather than dangles in this journal, I have just stitched some beads and charms on, so they're on that tab. This is another wallpaper tag, and that's just in a Broderie glaze pocket, and I've stitched on a little bee charm there. So quite different to what I normally do with my journals, but still the same. Okay, so more book pages and another stamp there, and that's more of the vintage handkerchief. A wool cigarette card on some music paper there. This is a beautiful piece of ephemera from France that came in some happy mail with an order. Came in with an order as some happy mail, I should say. And the colours were perfect for this. So I've let that go. Some more of those hand-painted flowers on some ledger from the US, and it's actually from a grocery store, so you can read the grocery list of this particular person. Gorgeous lace pocket, and I have one of my scrappy collaged tags with a lace tab at the top, and this is my Villa Bleu Pastel printable on tea-stained paper. So I've worked out if you iron your tea-stained paper flat, you can trick your printer into thinking it's normal paper. In the past, mine has bunched up and gone terribly wrong because I think it was a little bit bubbly and my printer didn't like it. So if you've experienced the same thing, if you want to print a printable one-sided onto tea-stained paper, iron it flat and hope for the best. Some more Edith Holden. There's a butterfly there in the signature. I had to include a little ruffle. This is the only ruffle in the journal, and I've done a little cross stitch with a flower charm at the bottom there. And another gold butterfly. A little lace pocket with a butterfly. I think it was a like a little collector's card, and I just thought that was really cute to slip in there. Lace down the side with some hand stitching and some beads, and I thought they looked like little butterfly eggs. So I've just put them there on the side. They shouldn't interfere with any writing because they are right on the edge. Some gorgeous handmade paper. I will link the artist in the description to this video. And that stamp again. Some more of those flowers I've used quite a lot in this journal. Gumnut Babies from May Gibbs, one of my personal vintage books from when I was a child, and I have embossed the side here because the paper is beautifully thick, so I just feel that that just adds some texture to the journal. This is a vintage fabric pocket with one of my doily tags tucked in, and a tab here with a little bow charm. Just every video, I wonder if it's at the same time during every video I just have like a brain freeze and words just don't come out. I had a little go at painting a little butterfly. I do paint, but it's usually very big and loose, and probably not for public viewing. It's more just a creative outlet, but I would like to do a little bit more painting in journals. So I've started off small. That's the original stamp for this French folded letter. Some more Edith Holden with a butterfly there. A little bit of journaling space. An uptuck, a lace uptuck with a vintage trade card for a grocery store in New York, and I thought the bird was really sweet and the colours sort of tie in with the journal. It is a little bit fragile, but you can still journal on the back, and that's the natural aging patina, so it's not tea stained, but that's the kind of look that we go to great lengths tea staining to get, so I thought I'd include that in that pocket. Some velvet as a tab with a little glass vintage button on the side there, and that gold stamp with some lace at the top, and some gorgeous handmade paper from Heather. She actually puts gold flecks in her paper. I think it's fantastic, so that sort of matches in with the gold butterflies. This is a piece of antique ledger from the US. It's a grocery store and it is in English, but it's very difficult to read, so obviously only the store owner knew what was going on. But it's from, I think, 1756. Unless they're individual orders and they've just kept the number, that's possibly what's going on. And it's from the 23rd of July, maybe 55 or 77, 1877. It is in fountain pen though, so it would be in the 1800s. Some gorgeous ephemera from France. It is I think a diary, but look how beautiful that is at the top. So beautifully decorated. This is actually an antique script pad or a vintage script pad, and that is some more of that handkerchief. Another lace pocket with one of my collaged scrap tags and some lace at the top. That's actually an original vintage, I think, Denison label, and my printable is at the back there on tea stained paper. There are two more of these because I tend to make them in sets of 4, so I haven't put them in the journal, but they will be included with this journal, and you can then pin them or stick them to whatever pages you want. Some more Edith Holden, again just sticking maybe some tea stained paper or tear some paper so you've got journaling space. This is what I would consider a flat ruffle, maybe. I've just stitched another layer of lace over the top of this. But I had to include this wax seal with the little forget-me-nots stamped into it. And that's the printable, and some more little butterflies painted on there. Some more of the flowers. And this is a hanky pocket that I've created, but I had to cut the hanky down because it was quite large. So the other parts of the hanky have been used throughout the journal, and I've machine stitched it on, but I've hand stitched the center together. So you have a tuck spot here, and that's an original trade card from a druggist and grocery store in New York. And there is another pocket there and also a pocket behind. So it's a three-way pocket slash tuck spot. So I've just popped that in there. And at the back here on the doily, I have done another little embroidered butterfly, and you can see the hand stitching down the spine there. And I stuck this collaged page all the way through. I didn't put any pockets at the front and back because I didn't want to add too much bulk to this little journal. And obviously that's the back page. So yes, that's the little butterfly book. I did really enjoy altering this hardcover book. I completely pulled it apart though, but I know some people get distressed when someone pulls apart a book, but I have repurposed every part of it. So I've repurposed the cover, and the signatures will go into other journals, including this one. So please don't be too distressed. It is still a book, but just in a different form. Can I get away with that? Hopefully. You are watching a junk journaling channel, so I guess you're going to see some things like this happen. But just super, super cute, and it just feels so sweet in the hand. It's not too full either, so it's not got gator mouth. It sits quite nicely, which I did actually have to take some pages out of each signature because it was getting to a point where it was like bursting open, but it looks lovely now. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye.